Hey there. Yeah, just watching the young lady Dope Dash, the one that blew up on YouTube and telling everybody to start their YouTube channel. Watching her. Let me see if I can. Oh, this is a doggone. That took a picture. And she is very inspirational. I don't know what I want to do. The retail place, the retail job that hired me last Monday. I had the interview today. It's Monday, November, probably 18th, 19th, something like that. I don't know. Let me see what it's November. Oh, I can't see it. But they, man, she haven't called me back, and it's like I am done with working these 9 to 5 in jobs. Uh, I can't even bring myself. I'm trying to think of what other job I can do or something. And it's nothing out there that's worthwhile. It's nothing out there worthwhile, not for me to do. I'm 54, just turned 54. And, like I said, my other one, I'm done with work. I'm tired of working. Like, it's not worth it to me. And I'm trying to remember what somebody said, follow your bliss. What is my bliss? What is my bliss? I've been home since January. Been staying at home since January. Before that I was driving Uber, and the girl ran through the red light and totaled my car. I had a nice Lexus, and she totaled the car. But that really was a blessing because I was tired of driving for Uber. They were listening in my calls. They started not giving me um, blocking rides that would come in because you could just go and sit at a certain area and you'll get um, a notice, or you'll get an alert or whatever that a car, you know, and they started blocking that because I had complained that first of all, they were listening to my videos. I was watching different videos on YouTube, and some of the videos were about, I was watching certain video people I would watch, and I guess they didn't agree with it, what the person was saying, and they were cutting my video while I'm watching it as I'm driving. They would cut it. Uber would cut it completely off the screen, or even this, they had muted it. They muted the doggone video. One time they muted the doggone video, and because I didn't accept the ride, I dropped off a rider, and they offered me a ride. As soon as I dropped that ride off for $2 and some cent, I declined it. So they ended up muting my video from my YouTube video that I was watching. So Uber was doing all kind of stuff, and they have this technology they can do. They have access to my phone. They can do all kind. They do all kind of stuff. We don't know they YouTube headquarters, some out San Francisco, California. The motherfuckers ain't in San Francisco. The people that's working this stuff is way over there in Bangladesh, uh, wherever the India, I think it's India over in what's the other countries? That's where they at. But and nothing was done when I would complain and stuff about having received a ride in an hour or so, because that never used to happen. So I'm just thinking about all that kind of crazy stuff going on. I don't have time for that. I'm at my age. I have to have bliss, peace in my life. That's what I'm seeking. I can't, it's just nothing. I'm not with the dumb shit. I'm just not with that crazy stuff. If that's what they want to do, that's them. But I just can't do it anymore. I worked so many jobs. I mean, CNA, certified nurses aide. I was going to be a nurse. I went to school for LPN. I was going to be a nurse. I did that. I was going to do that, which I went all the way through to clinicals, where you start practicing in the hospital. The first portion of the job of the career of the program, the LPN nurses program. You do coursework, and then you, towards the end of it, you start going into the hospitals or nursing homes and practicing what you learn. And I walked away. I only had 4 months left. I walked away from that because I was just like, this is not it. I wanted something that I was happy at doing, and I knew I was like, I'm just going in here for the money. I know I have my 2 children. I'm trying to provide for them and everything, but and I was like, well, that job is life and death type of job. I don't want to be having somebody's life in my hands like that. So I dropped out the program with only 4 months left. It's a 1 year program. And what a relief. I was such a relief, a big weight off my shoulder. And after that, I did temporary jobs, a couple office jobs or whatever. And then years later, I was going to be a teacher. I went to school for that for a long time. And while I was in school for teaching, to get my teacher certification, you had to take what they call a general knowledge test. Well, the test that they had supposed to have, we're going to get highly qualified teachers, is what they said the test was for, to weed out to get the best teachers. Well, the test was rigged up to where it was so bad and so complicated. Some of the math was so complicated. I remember one of the math teachers from New York City. She moved down here to Florida with her husband. She couldn't even pass it, and she'd been teaching math up in New York for years. She was on. They were on the news. That's how bad the general knowledge test is. How rigged it is. How rigged is. How bad it is. And she took it 3 or 4 times and couldn't even pass it. This is a math professor, and she couldn't even pass it. Um, so I didn't pass the math part of the general knowledge test. So I had to couldn't move forward in the teaching program. I couldn't continue on because until I passed that test. So I was out for like a year and a half. I was studying materials, doing studying and all that stuff, and trying to, And so finally, the school emailed me and said that was no longer a requirement, that I could go back. And I ended up having to pay $2,000. I was like, why do I have to pay $2,000 to get back into the? It was like, oh, we had paid for you to go. I said, but y'all dropped me out. And it's just like, it's some more bull crap, uh, more bull crap. So I said, fine, and went ahead and got back in the program. And then 2020 hit. I was supposed to do my student teaching is what they call it, where you go and practice. You shadow a teacher before you can graduate. You are part of the program. 8 credits you have to shadow the teacher. Go in and shadow teaching. Then you eventually would take over the class. And at this time, it was online. And all I found myself doing with this teacher was grading her freaking papers. Um, she didn't let me. Well, it was a virtual school, so she really wasn't teaching classes herself because the kids were taught they could at their own pace. Everything was done um, at their own pace. And what she did was she would um, give them instructions, a video of telling them what lesson they needed to do at different chapter for English, and because I think it was an English class. Yeah, for each chapter you had to do this, and she would make a video and tell them. but it was self-paced. So, but she didn't. I didn't get enough points. She didn't give me the points to teach the people were asking her, well, is she be able to um be a teacher? Can she? You think she can teach? And the lady told her, the teacher told her who I was supposed to be shadowing, no, um, no, eighth grade or fifth grade, whatever grade it was. No, she said no. She didn't think that I could, which was a damn. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care what she thought. I knew I could, because uh, I knew just as much as she knew. She was more experienced than me, but we would talk the same stuff. But um, so that that I couldn't graduate with that because I didn't get points. She didn't give me no points or whatever, and I think she did that because I had told them that, hey, all I'm doing is I'm grading papers. But anyway, that probably was God guiding me away from this crap because it's such a crappy career. You don't really, there's so much work you have to do. You being an elementary school teacher, you got to teach all subjects: reading, math, English, and just like one of the other teachers who quit. I used to watch those videos, and one of them had said that she quit, and she said, they want teachers. They expect you to be perfect for everyone all the time, no matter what. And that was so true. That's how it was. Even as a substitute teacher that I did for a lot of years, you know, um, they they would blame you. They could blame you for anything and say they don't want you back to their school. I remember one school dean I had was at this school. I used to work at the high needs schools. That was either the schools that had behavior problems or the ones that had to have extra time reading or extra. They needed help in those areas. And they went for a longer period of time in the day. So I always worked at those because they paid the most. And this one art high needs school, the dean said they didn't want me back. She's not a good fit. Well, that day that I had sub there, two of the kid boys had got in a fight that I had in my class, but it was in doing PE. It was not doing with me in there in the classroom. They were fighting in PE, and when I went to go pick them up, they were about to get into it while the PE coach was standing there waiting for me to pick them up. And so he blamed me because he known that if the normal teacher would be there, they probably maybe not have done it. I don't know. But he blamed me for it. I wasn't nowhere around it. The kids, they didn't, so he said I didn't want me. So stuff like that would happen sometimes. And I didn't matter because it was hard anyway. I was stressed anyway. And it was so many other schools that paid too. So I didn't give a care what they whether he didn't want me back or not. But it did bother me a little bit that he wanted to blame me for it. But stuff like that happened. And all these different things that going on and happening in my life with these jobs, these 9 to 5. We out here busting our behind. These people don't care nothing about us. But we don't realize that we have the upper hand. Without us, they couldn't do shit. They wouldn't be able to run their little fucking companies. So, but they got us twisted. They got it twisted. We got it twisted. They got us freaked out. Our minds thinking that, oh no, I better do I gotta do this because they'll fire me. Who cares? They need us more than we need them. And we don't know that. And that's the stuff that we need to realize. Them jokers need us, and we need to hit that and realize that they need us more than we need them. If you married or got a boyfriend, somebody, like I always say, I used to say, boy, if I was married, I would have been. If I had been married, I would have been quit. I I would have been quit working. I wouldn't have never been working like I was working, because it's just not worth it. It's just so much stress, and people just they. I care about people. I got a good heart. I care about people, um, and in a lot of jobs they don't. There's no care, no kindness, no nothing. You just a number. You just a robot. You just ain't nothing to them. And I don't like that feeling. I'm not that way. I'm not that way. And I don't like to be a part of nothing like that. Well, I don't like to break my back. And I know you don't give a care about nothing. If I say, like when I worked at the daycare center one time, and my son had gotten meningitis, and after he was sick, we took him home, and he still was a little sick. So my grandmama was watching him so I could go to work that day. He was still a little sick. Here I am working. And so they called me, my mom and them called me and told me I need to go take him back to the hospital. And so the owner of the place, and this was a black man, the owner of the place, the daycare center, told me, well, I need you here. I need you here. I said, oh, yeah. I just told you that my son, who had meningitis, who is sick, throwing up, vomiting, sick. I have to take him to the hospital. And you said you need me here. Okay, I got something for me. I quit. So I walked out. I'm like, you know, I walked out, and that was my last day there at that daycare. And I think shortly after that, they had the daycare center on the news. One for not taking care of the children, not having age appropriate um, toys or anything. It didn't get shut down like I was hoping. I was hoping that they would shut their behind down, but they didn't shut them down. Um, and so after that, I went to another daycare. I went to another daycare and got hired at another daycare center not too far from here. But I've had so many jobs, and I'm just over it. I'm over this 9 to 5. I threw papers. I remember driving and delivering papers at night, getting chased by. We was in this small town. Me and my son, I had him ride with me, and I'm out delivering newspaper 4 day in the morning. We were out in this small town, sundown town, I guess, maybe a little bit like that. And I'm delivering paper, and I see this truck stop, and they see me delivering paper, and they turn around, back up, and they started turned around, and I was like, oh my God, they're trying to chase. They started trying to chase us, and I ended up. I had a little small VW Jetta, and I ended up um, driving my car really fast and parking behind. I went and parked behind a house. Found the house somewhere on the dirt road where we were, and parked behind the house. Cut my lights off, and me and my son sat there, scared to death. Sat there behind the house until daylight. Ended up trying to find my way back out of there. Ended up going back to one of the customers I had delivered the paper to. And man, he came to the door with a big old shotgun. He had a shotgun, but I told him, "Hey, I just delivered your paper this morning. I've got lost because I got chased by some guys in this truck, and I need to get directions about how to get back out to the main road." And he told me how to get out to the main road, and that was the end of that. I took their papers back and took their papers back, and that. Didn't drive that, but it's all these jobs, trying to make it, just going and doing this, you know, just it's just not working. I just can't bring myself to it anymore. So I'm gonna try this YouTube, and I did have a cleaning company. This would be my fourth. I had a vending machine based off of YouTube. I had the clothing store thing, uh, vending machine, clothing store. No, clothing store. I really didn't get that started off because, it's You gotta find vendors. You gotta do this. And then I saw how whole Lovely Wholesale came out. This was before Shein or Temu. Lovely Wholesale was out then. And I was like, oh my goodness, they're selling stuff that I would sell on my website. So what the heck is me even trying to go for a clothing store? Just forget it. So I dissolved that business. Then I did the vending machine. Saw somebody else on YouTube saying do vending machine. Another young lady, I did that. Had a vending machine, and I realized with that, I'm like, it's something happened to. I think it broke down and needed a part or something. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just not. I'm a woman. I don't want to be dealing with no trying to fix no parts. I don't know nothing about it. I did have a guy who had on a lot of vending machines, and he came and put something. I was like, I don't want to be dealing with this. And then the place where I had it at, the car detailing, a painting place where they painted cars or whatever. They had rats in the doggone. They ate through the snacks and stuff. I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. So ended up selling the vending machine. Thank God for two guys that came from Jacksonville, young black guys that came from Jacksonville. And that worked out. I got my money back and plus a little bit more from that vending machine. Then last year I started a freaking cleaning business. I started cleaning. I wanted to just do what you call it, apartment move in, move out. Cause where I live, it's a lot of new construction apartments, and I thought I'd be able to do that. I went around, sent out flyers, mailed out flyers, went around to different ones, introduced myself and all that. Nothing. Didn't get a thing. Not one. Um, but I did have one client. I did my first job. I did. It took me the whole day to do this lady. This lady had cats and dogs. She had all kind of. She said she had 11 cats. I don't know how many cats she had. Anyway, I think with her, she didn't. Either she's talking about her. She had uh, a Spanish that she didn't speak English, and she just needed somebody that could speak English. I don't believe her. I think that lady, the Spanish, her housekeeper, I think she left and went for her family vacation because it was around Christmas time, and I think she just lied and just wanted somebody else to get clean that house up. But it took me the whole day, honey. I was like I was there the whole day from 9 to 5, child, and that was my first job. And she didn't call back, and I didn't. Thank God. I'm glad she didn't. All she said was "thank you." I was like, "Girl, that's what you gonna do?" With a little added, "Thank you." Is what she said. I was like, I don't think she was happy with it, and I know I cleaned it well, very well. The heifer she had a living room, and a family room, and then she had this foyer area plus the office. She got all that there for that little bit of money that I had charged her. But people, like my daughter was saying, people be wanting a lot for a little bit. They want you to be fast and do this, and that was my first job, and for a little bit of this and that. So I didn't have nobody for a while after that. And then I got one lady that she became my client, my recurring client, and I cleaned her house. And the last time I did her house was in June of this year, and I ended up getting up, catching a back spasm. Oh my God, that lasted for a freaking week. My back was so sore, I couldn't even get up. I couldn't even get up out the bed to walk to the bathroom. I had to crawl to the bathroom, ended up peeing on the floor. I was like, you know what? I just can't do this. And what I was expecting that I thought I was gonna get, hire people to work for me to clean for me, but it didn't happen just like that. It doesn't happen that fast. It takes time to build up you. And I'm just like, mm-mm. I just know I'm just gonna close it down. So that ended, and she called me again, and I told her I'm not doing it anymore. But yeah, she wanted me to do so. I think in July or something. I couldn't even bring myself to do it. I was like, nah, I can't even do it. It's just too much. And then, I'm getting in my 50s. I'm not young. And I didn't want to clean houses. I wanted to clean apartments because they were easier. You don't just have to, maybe there's no, you don't have nothing there. You don't have no, everything is empty. Whereas they may leave a little trash bag or whatever, a little stuff, and you just bag it up. But everything would have been empty. But I was like, nah, takes too much. I need somebody here to help me, something like that to do it. To build it up takes time. You got to, and then I think Google. I tried to do advertising with Google, and then when I saw my money was running down low, I canceled it. But they didn't cancel it. Somehow it still didn't get canceled, and they want to still charge me for it and shit. And I'm like, oh my god, like you know what? This is just I can't do this here. I'm not tech savvy. I don't really like no tech. I'm of a different generation where we didn't have home computers and this and that and phones and all. And I don't care to be bothered with it, to be honest. I mean, I like computers and everything, but I don't like to get into that deep like that. And so that's got to be closed. I'm finna close that. I'm finna dissolve that down before the year starts because otherwise they'll be looking for me to be paying $125 for to renew, to keep it over, whatever they call it. I don't know. So now this is my fourth thing, and I'm doing YouTube videos. Lord, pray for me, help me out. I just want to do something that's simple, easy. I don't even know, child. I just want to be happy and um, make some money to pay my bills and save, go travel or whatever, go to places I never did. And just have a good, fun, easy life. But I am so over them 9 to 5s. I'm over it. If I can just find my bliss, my happiness, it's peace. I'm going for my peace and happiness. That's what I'm going for. Whew. Um, so I am gonna sit here and continue to kind of think about where that is, where that's gonna lead me. The lady hasn't called me from the retail store. She said my background check will be 4 days. Saturday was 4 days. So I'm probably gonna call her. I'm gonna have to call her and find out what's going on. Ugh. But I gotta do it because I gotta pay these bills right now. Um, and in the meantime, try to find, looking for my bliss, searching for my bliss. And I know that 9 to 5, it ain't it. So, all right. Um, hopefully be talking to y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for watching. And uh, continue. Hope you continue to watching, and I have more for you. All right. Bye. Bye. Okay. Bye. Bye.